Yeah, so hi people, it's Jacob, aka Retro J, aka Jesoteric, aka Retrograde Paps or Retrograde Pappy or whatever. And probably different name switches to come, but we'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video about the eighth house because I'm kind of high and it just came to me, you know. And but specifically, the eighth house and its connection to why people manipulate, because we all do it. And manipulation always has a bad rap. Like, it's a bad thing when we live in a world where every day is uncertain. The next moment, we're unsure of it. So why? Well, you're going to have to manipulate in some way, shape, or form to feel a sense of control, to feel a sense of power over this collective experience that we call life. So, yeah, I just want to kind of touch on how the signs in all the 12 signs in the eighth house and kind of like how they what effect they have in that space where uncertainty exists, where darkness exists, where there's a void. There's no security, there's no grounding there. It's just a bottomless pit. So what do you do to fulfill that bottomless pit that exists in the eighth house? You can kind of say Pluto as well has these qualities because yeah, it represents all things of the eighth house. But since Pluto is a generational planet, it's more so the essence of a generation. And the sign it's in will be how that generation expresses that void that they all feel. It's what everyone feels as is a void. But the eighth house is what's more specific to us individually based on our birth charts. So yeah, to start off, I'll go with oh yeah, and after all of that, yeah, you're gonna use other people to fill that void. It might not be people, but it could be objects, it could be anything to fill that void and to fill that depth, that closeness where you can share your space, share that lack with someone else, that sense of lack. Now, with Aries in the eighth house, Aries obviously being a cardinal fire sign, they jumpstart everything, set things into motion, blaze a whole new trail, blaze a whole new path, very inspiring. They push things forward, push people forward. Just that masculine, I'm an individual, fuck what everyone else is doing, fuck if this is the norm or not. This is what I'm doing because I feel like it, and this is what I'm seeing right now. This I feel like it, and this is what I see in the now, that's present. So when you have Aries in the eighth house, you could feel like this was lacking, maybe growing up, or it was just suddenly taken away from you in some way, shape, or form. So now it feels missing. So you're gonna use other people's motivation, other people's uh, pioneering spirit or warrior spirit, other people's fight, other people's instinct. Just new things other people's new way of seeing and feeling things, other people's kind of even access to physical to physically energizing experiences or to experiences that cause physical transformations or a transformation in how you apply your will and your energy. You're going to use that to your advantage if you have Aries here, because that was missing. You might not have had enough stimulation growing up, or get Aries here. Aries is a lot to do with survival as well, kind of like just a basic um basic human instincts. So here, this could have been missing. The ability to apply basic human instinct. You might feel like you lack that. Like you lack the ability to survive on your own. So you're gonna use how other people survive to your advantage here in some way, shape or form. And obviously you can also look into where your Mars is in your chart, if it's in the same house, other houses, and see how like you apply this use of another person's energy, passion, just masculinity, masculine force to your advantage, survival instinct to your advantage. With Taurus now going into Taurus fixed earth, so Taurus is very steady, stable, grounded. What is natural? What's the safest bet? What comes most natural to me? Is what's traditional? What works best for this environment right now? What is present? What's current? That's what Taurus deals with. So, eighth house here, that could have been missing. Could have been missing. Could have been missing basic resources, essentials. Like you had to literally manipulate to get access to what you deserve, basically, or to what's natural to you. Because other people feel like they can rob you of what's yours. That could have been the case. Because Taurus, there's a sense of entitlement with Taurus, because it's like, this is what I genuinely have ownership over. These are my assets. But here someone is trying to take your bread, trying to use your physical body even for their own use, as if you're not attached to it, as if there isn't a life force in you. So if you have Taurus in eighth house, that's how you could feel. You could feel used by others, like physically, or for what you have. You could feel like people use you for what you have and then try put you to the side. That's very possible. But obviously awareness of this allows you to take power and control over your self-worth, and understand not to put your give other people that ability to make or break your self-esteem, and even what you've took time to accumulate and save and, yeah, tuck away as yours, as your property even. So here you might use other people's sense of security, other people's what other people have, other people's gifts, other people's talents to your advantage here, because it seems like you can't even access your own, or at least when you try to use your natural gift, someone always has a problem with it, or someone tries to say you copied them or something. It could be any of that. But I think it's actually quite good, easy to. It can be very easy to rectify this placement here because it's so natural. It's Taurus. You can claim power over the eighth house and be very above board, very secure in your dark side as well, to a point where there is no void here. There is nothing to dig deep into. You just bring it all to the surface. So no one, you don't allow anyone to kind of to embarrass you anymore. Powerful placement, but that's why it's actually good for someone that's into the occult. You can make a lot of money from it. For Gemini here, Gemini in the eighth house. Gemini's dealing with the buzz, what's local to you, your surroundings, what other people are talking about, just different viewpoints, just different sources of information, different and kind of free flowing thoughts as well, rapping, lyricism, things like that, poems, where different communication styles are just jumbled up into one. Different thoughts are just being released. There's not much practical thought behind it though. So with Gemini in the eighth house, you might feel like, not feel, but it could be suddenly this ability was taken away from you. This ability to tap into what's happening locally. This ability to relate to what's going on around you, or this ability to kind of just absorb gossip as well, or the lyricists around you, or the wordsmiths around you, or the wittiness around you, the jokes, the banter, and just talk the light-hearted chit-chat that's going on. You probably lack, for some reason, you lack that ability to engage in it. Maybe you had parents that love to keep you at home and seclude you a lot of the time, so you might even have this approach to other people as well. But yeah, Gemini here, those free flowing thoughts, being taken away. So like access to socializing and going outside and just getting in the mix up of your neighborhood. It could have been very dangerous to do that. It could have been very dark, or you returning home could have been it could have been uncertain. So now so that made you have to stay at home more, and therefore use other people's ways of chit chat, other people's dynamic forms of communication to your advantage. Manipulate that and reinvent it, repurpose it, transform it, and use it to gain power and control over the situation where where access to basic communication and interaction was withheld. Yeah, it could also make you more socially withdrawn as well, though. But it can make for more intimate dynamics when it does come to having basic socialization with other people. Just general chit chat. How are you? What's going on? Yeah, with that. Okay. Now moving on to Cancer in the eighth house. This is gonna be a long video. I need to see that. Cancer is dealing with cardinal water, so um, this is kind of like initiating a wave, creating ripple effects, guiding the tides, riding a wave as well. An initial feeling, initial vibration, initial energy. The ability to even tap into that could have been missing, or it could have been taken away from you, or manipulated, controlled by someone else, by someone close to you as well. Someone who wouldn't allow you to just feel, wouldn't allow you to just even start to be emotional, wouldn't even allow you to just get that, or wouldn't even try to understand where you're coming from emotionally, or who you are in the first place. So that could have been missing. So this could be someone that grew up around very narcissistic people, like people that were very emotionally selfish. And if anyone else even tried to create a different vibe or a different mood, bring a whole new emotion and whole new feeling, a whole new way of understanding something, they're like, no, 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 no. This is my house. These are my rules. Kind of energy. Hence why this person's gonna have Capricorn in the second house. What comes natural to you is rules and regulations, as a Sagittarius rising or Capricorn rising, depending on how your chart's set up. But yeah, Cancer in the eighth house, that could have feel like it. That could have been like robbed from you all of a sudden. Even a place to call home, a place where you can rest and nourish yourself and feed your soul. That could have suddenly been taken away from you. You might not even feel at home like you didn't feel at home, so therefore you might have had to resort to using other people as a source of comfort, or using other people's homes, or using other people's mothers as your own mother to replace what was lacking. It's things like that. Or you might even, it might create like this deep desire to to be a great parent, to be a nurturer, like a supreme nurturer that completely eliminates kind of like the history of your family from your style of parenting, from your style of raising people, places, and things up from the ground up, because Cancer is the first water sign. Cancer represents birth as well as a cardinal sign. This is the birth of energy, though. With Cancer, it's the birth of energy in motion. So when you soak into a feeling, it becomes energy that it becomes heavy, innit? It becomes watery. So yeah, you could show people a whole new way of even parenting themselves, or coping emotionally as well, under very dark circumstances too. Yeah, yeah. So you can handle a lot emotionally with this placement. You've seen the dark side of 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 moods, of coping mechanisms, to extreme situations, to crisis situations. Okay, but this can also give an ability to kind of use other people's emotions, other people's moods, other people's vibrations. So there's a lot of power that comes with this placement. You gotta be careful. Uh, You know how to move people how you please. You can learn how to do that through how through other people that know how to move people. You learn how to do that as well. Move people emotionally, cause a reaction, cause a snap. You know, this could be good or bad depending on how you look at it. Um, with Leo in the eighth house, Leo being ruled by the sun, the sun gravitates attention. It brings light to all. Everyone bask in its light, in its warmth, innit? It makes things clearer. So there's a lot of conscious awareness. There's brightness here with the sun. So here, it might feel like your brightness was robbed from you. Your Your vitality was robbed from you. Your shine robbed from you. Your attention robbed from you. Things that you're popular in or that you were popping at suddenly removed, suddenly killed off, or these energies around you could have been suddenly kind of removed, and now it's like, where are you gonna get that from again? Where are you gonna get that from? And then you kind of like use, now it creates that energy of like having to use something that other people are popular in, or other people are bright in, or that other people are aware of, and that gets a lot of attention. Yeah, using that, what other people are entertained by, or how someone else entertains people or entertains an audience, using that skill, that sense of charisma, that creativity that they have, that playfulness, using that and remixing it and repurposing it in your own way, basically, with Leo in the 8th house. So yeah, you can even like create like, yeah, you can be very, very influential in your industry, in your entertainment industry, in your area of life that gets a lot of attention. Even if it's not you getting a lot of attention, it's something that gets a lot of attention. And 8th house is dealing with the occult, the behind the scenes, you know. Yeah, you could know a lot of the popular energies in that sphere of life. Moving on to Virgo in the 8th house. Virgo here is dealing with particularities, you know, the ability to criticize, to break down things, because Mercury is very much comfortable with Virgo, so thought processes are very exact, but to the point where, to get to that, you have to really, really think hard and overthink as well, double back, trim the fat of every piece of information or every thought, every idea, you know. But that ability to analyze, that ability to be like a chess player, to strategize, to plan things out, to do things step by step, to follow a guide, that could have suddenly been removed from you. So it's like the sense of order in your life, the day-to-day routine could have been something that was suddenly, it became dark. It became like something that someone else was manipulating. Your day-to-day life. So this could be someone literally trying to control your life, control control your habits as well, control what you do on the day-to-day, control your health, control you trying to better yourself, control you even what you think is most practical to do, or what makes the most sense. Yeah. So you might resort to using how other people kind of make sure things are working out, how other people cleanse themselves, how other people break things down and then piece them back together, how other people worry, or also just how other people might might write things down as well. Other people's writtens, you could use that to your advantage and repurpose it. Other people's step-by-step guides to things, other people's articulations as well, other people's wordings, other people's definitions. You might use that to fill a void. So this could be like a heavy, reliance on other people's, like, what's the term? Diagnosis of things. Like, you might rely too much on other people's diagnosis. Like, so this is be someone that it can manifest very like life-changing health issues from yourself or from other people around you, because there's too much reliance on what's coming tomorrow, on what tomorrow is going to bring. Therefore the nerves are like in a dark space here. It's too much overthinking to the point of, yeah, it's going to cause transformation in your life, but then it can allow you to also gain a routine around losing things in your life, or around things dying in your life. You gain a routine for it, so then you're no longer scared of the dark, and you know how to cope better than most people, you know when a crisis situation happens, you're thinking very logically and you have a plan. You have a step-by-step escape plan for everyone to get involved in. So very powerful. With Libra, yeah, Libra in the eighth. Libra, cardinal air, dealing with initiating communication, initiating thoughts. Libras like to bridge gaps, Libras like to marriage things together, like to create unions, create wordings, create associations even. Yeah, just all about harmony with Libra, but uniting mindsets, uniting thought processes together, like being the diplomat, being the being the fair one, or just just holding things in content, if that makes sense. But yeah, this ability to kind of play the middle ground and unite things together, people, places, and things, to marry things, marry words, to even flow, to have your own flow, to have a flow of doing things that was taken away from you, or that could have died in some way, shape, or form. So marriages around you, you could have seen them ending, or harmonies could have been ending. Maybe you had an ability to flow, or maybe a singer, or your voice, your vocals, your voice could literally go through a transformation process here, where you suddenly lose it. So you might have to rely for a time period. You might have experienced having to use another person's flow, or another person's marriage, another person's union, another person's way of creating balance in their life, of juggling things as well. You could use that to your advantage and repurpose, and then make it your own kind of thing as well. You might know what I'm talking about. Libra, he would have Libra. What rising would that be? Virgo, be a Pisces rising. Yeah, so marriage, the appropriate marriage, appropriate partnerships, relationships, or even Libra also rules relatives as well. So you could have witnessed a lot, like relatives or people just besides you, people that mirror you, or that you mirrored, or that you looked up to, kind of like, passing away. And so you might use other people's relationships, other people's connections, as a way to fill that void, and then, you know, become like an even more powerful couple, become an even more powerful mirror for other people to see as an example of what a ride or die relationship is, a relationship that can stand anything, a harmony that can withstand anything, a union that can stand anything, a partnership that can stand anything. Power couples could be seen from this with this placement, or it could be very dark. It could be very dark, but the evolution process is very possible too. Nothing is, just because I'm saying what I'm saying, nothing's set in stone. We all have power. But anyway, Scorpio in the 8th house, where it's at home. So Scorpio being a fixed water sign, they're very fixated on their own emotions and feelings. I'm on Mars in Scorpio, so I'm passionate about my own emotions and feelings. I'm driven by it, but I also have a fight with my own emotions and feelings sometimes. But anyway, with Scorpio 8th house, this is like blocking out other people's emotions and feelings. That energy of blocking out other people's emotions and feelings to focus on your own and protect your own sensitivities, so no one can sting you, so no one can make you feel vulnerable or exposed, so you can keep your secrets under wraps, keep your dark side under wraps, you know. Just that ability to keep things hidden and beneath the surface was something that might have been robbed from you. So it's like you could have had your power stripped from you with this placement, or you could be the one stripping other people's power away from them, but you're also the one that knows how to give other people their power and resurge it. You have absolute control here with the Scorpio here. Better if even better if you have if you have any placement here, to be honest. But just having this here, there's more power. So yeah, usually psychologically as well. Just naturally speaking, we can always develop. But that energy in itself, you might have witnessed it being taken away from you. So you've seen someone even more powerful than you, and you're already a powerful spirit or energy with this placement. So it's like someone else using someone else taking away or taking power or control over your pain, over things that you struggle to get over your grudges, over your secrets, your secrecy, over your Scorpio rules the genitals. So there's that possibility as well. Just taking over your right to privacy, like it's like that being dominated. So it's like absolute the height of violations of like boundaries being broken can be seen from this placement. So you might have to use other people's empowerment, other people's recovery from a dark place as motivation, as a to get yourself out of a dark place, and then so you can empower other people that are in a dark place as well, and might not know, might not see light at the end of the tunnel in whatever situation that they're going through behind the scenes of life, in their lives. So very this is like a warrior placement for sure. Like you've had to go through a lot of things, a lot of transformations in your life, but it's not a survival instinct here, deep within. But I'm gonna do a part 2 for this video. I have to.